Hey everybody, Naruto Fan FB here doing a review for Hitman Absolution. Hitman as a series, in my opinion, has left the players satisfied. From the action-packed story to the intense gameplay, Hitman has kept you on your toes and left you wanting more. Hitman also contains one of the most badass as well as complex and intriguing characters that gamers have ever seen. Um, he's a cold-blooded and emotional killer, but you can't help but having a connection with him as he tries to find himself, which is really hard to do because you can compare him to Master Chief, and other than Halo 4, Master Chief hasn't really had much emotion. And I feel like Hitman really captured that, like, yeah, he's a cold-blooded, like, hardened killer that gets the job done, but he's still a person, and he still has feelings. So I'm going to break it down into three different categories. I feel like this will be better than the way we did reviews before. Gameplay, graphics, and story. Gameplay. The best way to describe it would be smooth and fluid. It reminds me of Batman with the stealthiness and being able to take cover and look around corners and climb. They've added in a lot of new stuff. They've added in the climbing feature now, which is actually very smooth. It's similar to Assassin's Creed, not as free, but it's enough that it works, and it works well. It's very stealth based. If you want to do the missions and do them right, you have to be stealthy, which isn't a bad thing because, to tell you the truth, in the other games you can kind of come in as a badass and just shoot everyone up like it was Grand Theft Auto and complete the mission, which was fun. But this game's called Hitman. In real life, you would not see a hitman running into a room with an MP5 and killing everyone. So I'm glad that they went for a little bit more of a realistic route. And if you're not going to go about it that way, you do lose points. And most players are trying to get the highest score or do as well as possible. The combat, the hand-to-hand combat, is incredible. It's just straight brutal. If you get into like a hand-to-hand combat, it has a little quick time thing where like you hit X, then it'll say like A or Y, and if you mess up, they'll like punch back and you kind of have to restart, and it works very well as well. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of the shooting, only because I guess I'm a little biased because I'm not a huge fan of third-person shooters. It does work, and I haven't had any issues where like I'm not like hitting the target or I'm not able to shoot. But I just feel like the reticle's a little small. I would have rather it have been like a circle or instead of like the crosshairs. But Hitman's always gone that way, so it's not really a big deal. It's challenging. It's definitely challenging, and with the new point system where you lose points for like subduing civilians and going about things like that, it makes it not hard, but it becomes harder or more challenging because you want to go about it like a true hitman. You try not to run in and kill everyone. Actually, if you just kill your target, you get more points most times, unless you do like a silent kill and hide the body and everything like that. But oftentimes there's so many guards around that it becomes too difficult to actually go about it that way. So sneaking around and disguising yourself is, in my personal opinion, one of the best ways to get a higher score. The new point system works very well. It gives you a sense of consequence for your actions. So running in, shooting everyone up is always an option, but at the end you're looking at negative 6,000 and you don't really feel too good about yourself when your friends are at like 58,000 and you're at negative. The Instinct was a great addition to the game. If you've played Batman, it gives you that same feeling of you can tell what's going on, and it gives you that advantage over your enemies, which is something that they needed in the game, because a lot of the times in Blood Money and the first Hitman, Silent Assassin, everything, you felt like you couldn't really see what was going on without like putting yourself out there. And now you can observe what's going on, see the path that your enemies are taking, and use that to your advantage to coordinate devastating attacks and keep tabs on potential threats as well as opportunities. This mixed with the execution shooting, which is like a slow-mo tag type system, which reminds me of Splinter Cell. Uh, it gives you the ability to tag different parts of the opponents in front of you by using your instinct meter. You have to do it in the amount of time that you have your instinct meter for. It does run out. So if you have a lot of instinct because you didn't have to kill anybody throughout the game, then you'll be able to tag a bunch of people, do crazy shots with them, and clean everyone up in one shot. Whereas if you don't, you'll be able to maybe take out one of the guys, maybe your target, and then you have to deal with everyone else in normal combat. Overall, I give the gameplay a 9.0. I very, very much enjoyed it. I'm very satisfied with what Hitman series has done with the gameplay. They've added a lot of new things in, and everything, in my opinion, works very, very well. Graphics, I thought they were stunning. The actual like cinema, like cutscenes, were just incredible. They've done so much work compared to Blood Money, because Blood Money was very similar to like Grand Theft Auto, like on PS2. Like it was very blocky, it didn't look very smooth, didn't look very realistic. Now it's almost like you're there. It's like you're watching it in real life. It's just great. Like so I'm just very happy with what they've done with the graphics. The camera is great. It works very well with the system. It allows you to click and choose if you want the camera going over your shoulder from like left or the right, which is nice. It doesn't make that much of a difference, but the option is always appreciated. I haven't had any issues where like I needed to see something and the camera angle wouldn't let me. It's very, very free, loose, fluid. It lets you do what you want to do, and I haven't had any complaints about the graphics or the camera. So once again, I'm going to give that one 9.5. Then it leaves us with the story. The story personally gripped me from the beginning. It was super intriguing. You start off and you're just thrown in, and if you know anything about the Hitman series, and this is not really a spoiler but kind of a spoiler, your handler is Diana, and the first mission is to kill your handler. She supposedly betrayed the agency, and it's your job to take her out. That immediately gives you that sense of conflict. Like, this is someone that's been with you, and as a player too. Like, Diana has been your voice for 3 games, and now you have to, first mission, you have to kill her. It's difficult as a player to do that because like it's such a change, but then at the same time, imagine how 47 has to feel. And he doesn't address it at one point, but he's like, I can't let any emotions stop me from doing my job, which shows the cold-blooded killer that completes his mission. The first mission, obviously you do kill Diana. There's a girl, Victoria, who Diana took from the agency, and all you're doing, you know that Diana stopped the agency from doing whatever they were doing to this girl for a reason, so you've taken upon yourself to protect this girl. I honestly loved every mission that I've played so far. It just keeps you wanting more. Like, something happens at the end that's just like, oh man, I can't wait for the next level. It's awesome how they've made 47 more human and like more, not emotional, but you can see the emotional turmoil that goes on inside. For once, he's not that just like hardcore like mission's done, mission's done, mission's done. There's always gray in the missions, and there's always something different about it. overall the story, I'm sorry, like I am rating this game very high, but it's improved so much since the last game. So overall, I have to give the story a 9. As a whole, I have to give the game a 9.0. I haven't finished it yet, so I can't say how the end ends up. Um, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. I'm hoping that there's no disappointment. But in terms of if you should buy it, if you like stealth games, if you like assassin games, if you just like good games with a great story, I would say go out and buy this game. It's definitely worth playing. It's definitely worth buying, and competing with your friends online to get a higher score gives it a new sense of replay value, which is something that the Hitman series, I guess, was lacking. Um, but definitely worth playing. I hope that you like this review. Let me know what games that you'd like me to review next, and I'll see you guys soon.